All right, Shalom, it's your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. And with that being said, I want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in true sincerity. I'm going to jump right into the scripture. This is Obadiah 1 and 15. It says, "For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathens." So the day of the Lord is what, man? The day of the Lord is a balancing out of things, a cleansing of things in the form of death, destruction, and judgment. And it says the day of the Lord is upon all the heathen, for all these other nations, and these Edomites, man. First and foremost, these Edomites, man. Because of what they done to us, they gotta pay. And when I say us, I mean the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true Israelites, according to the Bible. So the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. So it's coming. It's coming, man. It says, "And thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head." So let's look at that verse. It shall be as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So let's get a few scriptures that, what did he do? Well, let's start with Exodus 21 and 16. This is Exodus 21 and 16. It says, "And he that stealeth a man," because these are one of the things that they done. These heathen, because they partook in the slavery, the so-called black, Latino, Native American. "As he that stealeth a man and selleth him, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death." So that's what they did. That's one of the things he did, and the punishment for that, the exactness for that, the balancing for that, the judgment for that is death, man. And that what the Most High is going to bring in the form of the day of the Lord, man. Going back to Obadiah 1 and 15. So let's get Genesis 9 and 6. Going to that thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, right? But this is Genesis 9 and 6, and it says, "Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man's blood his whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of Yahweh made he him." So that's what these Edomites did too. They shed man's blood. They shed the blood of the so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Ultimately, they were set up for that, because they were set up as to be the sword of the Most High. The wicked are the sword of the Lord, man. They are the punishing stick of the Most High, but they furthered the affliction. So it says, "Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man's blood it should be tlakia. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. From the image of Yahweh made he man." So just like the Most High used Esau, Edom, as a whipping tool for us Israelites, to enforce those curses. The Lord's going to use the elect men, to slaughter these nations also. I'm going to get that scripture, man. Battle axe, weapons of war. Let's get that right there. It says, Jeremiah 51 and 20 says, "Thou art my battle axe, weapons of war." So the Lord's going to use us for war against these Edomites and these heathen. "For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms, man. And with thee will I break into pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariots and the rider. With thee will also break in pieces man and woman, and with thee will I break in pieces old and young, and with thee will I break in pieces young man and the maid." Because that's what they did it to us, man. Going back to Obadiah 1 and 15, "As thou was done, it should be done unto thee." So that's what they did to us. The Lord's going to put the spirit on certain men to go and force that vengeance. The spirit of the vengeance of the Lord is going to be upon those men, man. In the form of spiritual powers, in the form of a great indignation against these heathens, man. So that's going to happen. There's going to be an exactness coming. There's going to be a balancing out of things. There's going to be a vengeance that the Lord is going to put upon this place, man. And it's going to be exacted to these Edomites and these heathen nations. So going back to Obadiah 1:15, "If thou was done, it should be done unto thee." Let's get 2 Samuel 4 and 11. This is 2 Samuel 4 and 11. It says, "How much more when wicked men have slain a righteous person in his own house upon his bed?" And that's what Esau Edom did. The wicked man, he slain a righteous person upon his own house and his own bed. Starting with you so-called Native Americans, man. He slayed you in your own house, your own land, and upon your own bed and your own dwelling place. When he did that to the so-called Negro, man. And he also with the so-called Hispanic man. Shall I not therefore now require the blood of your hand and take you away from the earth? So that goes back to Obadiah 1 and 15. If thou was done, it should be done unto thee, man. Let's get Numbers 35 and 33, which furthers that point. This is Numbers 35 and 33. And it says, moreover, Slakia, so ye shall not pollute the land where you are. And that's what they did. They polluted this land by bloodshed. For blood it defileth the land. And there's a lot of blood spilled on America, man. You know, in the taking of America, there was a lot of blood spilled in the form of the number of millions, in the millions, man. You know, the millions of slaughtered Native Americans, Gadites, billions of slaughtered so-called Judah Negroes, billions of slaughtered so-called Mexicans. You know, Issachar. You know, there's been a lot of bloodshed. So, going back to Obadiah 1:15, as thou was done, it should be done to thee. So that vengeance is coming. That day of the Lord is coming for that, man. It says, so you shall not pollute the land when you are, for blood defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that's what's going to happen, man. It's what's going to happen to you Edomites and you heathen nations. Your blood is going to be shed. That meaning great death and judgment, man. Great death and judgment is coming to America, man. The great sword of the Most High is coming to America. The day of the Lord is coming to America, man. No, this is real. This is true. These are in the scriptures. What's that? I'm going to get Psalms, Salak. Psalms 10 and 7. You know, a few more scriptures. I'm going to close it out. This is Psalms 10 and 7. It says, I'll start, Salak. Yeah, start at verse 2. It says, the wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. And that's exactly what he's doing, man. The poor are the Israelites, man. You know, that going back to the parable of Lazarus, he was the poor man. He represented the Israelites. It doesn't mean like, oh, you know, financially poor, although we are in that condition also because we are under curses. But the poor are just representative Israelites. Let them be the wicked in his pride just persecute the poor, and that's what they've done. There's the persecution of you blacks, Native Americans is constant, and it has not ceased. And it's been done to you so long that you're used to it. That you see it as normal, and it's done to you in secret, man. It's done to you without even knowing. Let them be taken in devices that they have imagined. For the wicked boasts of his heart's desire, and blessed the covets whom the Lord abhors. The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. You have not their thoughts because they think they're God, man. Therefore, they're not worried about what they do wrong because they think they're God. You know, they set themselves up as God. That's what this whole these mandates is all about. They want to control you. They want to dictate your life, man, because they want to be as God. Because they think they can be as God. And it says that his ways are always grievous. The judgments of his ways are always grievous. What do you think these mandates are about, man? These are grievousness, man. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. For all his enemies he puffeth at them. I mean, that's America first and foremost. He has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Why? Because he thinks that he's the Most High. He thinks he's as the Most High. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. And we've been seeing that lately. You know, we've been seeing that a lot lately. The deceit and fraud, you know, of the lies that Esau even spitting out concerning these jabs and all these other things. It says, under his tongue is mischief and vanity. That's going on, man, to a T. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and in secret places does he murder the innocent. It's right because they do it without you even knowing about it. They poison you without you even knowing about it. They putting you in conditions where you're destined to destroy yourself without where you're set up to destroy yourself without you even knowing about it, man. It says in the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. So it's a great battle, man. It's a great battle. The scriptures talk about that's what I was trying to say. Perpetual hatred. Let's get that scripture. See if I spell it right. Salak. John, because is verse Ezekiel 35:5 says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword, in the time of the calamity, the time that the iniquity had an end. So that perpetual hatred lasts until now, man. Let's go back to Psalms 101. I think let's be selected Psalms 10 and 7. That perpetual hatred. So it says right here, the verse that we were on. It says, he says at lurking places, the village's secret place of these murderers innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. Why? Because he has this perpetual hatred towards you Israelites, man. It says that he, let's see if it's still recording. He lies in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lies in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draws he draws him into his net. He crouches himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. And the military, man. And that's what they're going to do. That's what's going to happen. He's going to bring out the strong ones to enforce his mandates and decrees. That's why they're setting up these FEMA camps, these concentration camps. That's why you see military vehicles on the highway, man. That's why you see certain things getting set up. That's why you see the house to house enforcing house to house of this jab, man. That's why you see it being pushed so heavily. But because he wants to what? That he couches and humble himself that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He's setting up his military, his government, his system against you Israelites, man. So that's what it is, man. That's what it is. This is the things that are happening, and it's gonna be a great vengeance. But there's payback coming, man. It's gonna be a great vengeance. For those things. Going back to Obadiah 1 and 15. Let's get back. We'll close it out. Obadiah 1 and 15, and it says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou was done, it shall be done to thee, the reward shall return upon thine own head. And that's what we're waiting for, man. We're waiting for that judgment. We're waiting for that balance. We're waiting for it to be freed from this captivity. The Lord has freed us from every captivity we've ever been in. And he's going to free us from this one. And he's going to free the elect and the 1/3 from this one. The rest of you Israelites, wicked Israelites, you're going to be destroyed along with these heathens and these Edomites, man. For your partaking in the wickedness. But with that being said, just a real quick lesson. Most I will and hope it was edifying. That one give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Kahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Brothers keep on pushing. Shalom.